Write the vision, make it plain. I am Dr. Estella Conwill Majozo, and this is Profile of a Writer. Today I'm speaking about, this book is my memoir, Come Out the Wilderness. It was written during my 12 years of teaching at Hunter College in New York. I'm going to be reading from the introduction to give you a little taste, and hopefully you'll like it. Once upon a time, long before I was born, my grandmother had a dream of 6 water lilies floating on a dark green pond. The water lilies unfolded one by one, and from inside each blossom a little naked baby came slipping, turning, squirming through the wet petals. Sometime later, when Mama came crying to Grandma that a doctor had said she couldn't conceive children, Grandma smiled at her and said she had already conceived and was able to give the necessary assurance. Child, don't you hardly believe it? That doctor knows an ounce of fact. I have flashed in on the truth. 20 months after my parents were married, Mama gave birth to a son. 11 months after that, she gave birth to another son. 20 months after that, she gave birth to another. 20 months after the third son, she gave birth to me, then another son, and yet another. Grandma merely said we were meant to be. In this memoir, I have attempted to go beyond the quote, ounce of fact, in search of some of the real truth of my life, in search of what my being in the world has come to mean to me. For as long as I have known of my grandmother's prophecy, not once do I remember disputing her word or attributing it to the imagination of a superstitious old woman. In those same years, I have come to give a sense of importance, if not prophecy, to my own dreams. I was taught how to nurture and to rely on the Spirit's foreshadowing, for listening. I am a Black woman artist. I am the child of my mother, Mary Luella Conwill, and my father, Adolph Conwill, but I have insisted most of my life that I am also one of the children from the water lilies of my grandmother's dream. And so I have come to see myself as a spiritual being, and to see my life as a movement, sometimes slow and unassuming, other times at breakneck speeds. Always, it seems, towards a deeper understanding of the mystery of myself, that elusive construct that I, by virtue of my use of language and ideas, have tried in this memoir to set adrift. I am rooted in contradictions, so many that I find it no small wonder that I am often undone by them. As a poet, I have long tried to discover some state of grace beyond the wilderness, beyond the physical, spiritual, and cultural contradictions in my life, in my experience, in just being. However, it was not until I came to write this memoir that I reconciled myself to the possibility that the act of writing the self is also an achievement of the state of grace, or at least an attempt at achieving that state, and it is the will to believe that keeps me afloat. The real contradiction, indeed the real state of grace, is couched in the symbol of the water lily, that fleshy, open-petaled flower that appears to be floating on top of water, but whose long-stem tubular root is firmly fixed to the fertile, life-giving ground below. The water lily, free and attached, open and closed, fragile and firm, floating and fixed. Somewhere in the balances between reality and dream, at the burst of the blossom, find me. That is from Come Out the Wilderness. It's an intriguing tale, and it can be gotten from Amazon or from Feminist Press. Thank you very much.